So when you think of top oil-producing countries, it's probably names like Iran, Saudi Arabia. But a new study shows that the U.S., the United States, is about to be number one. Now, before you start chanting USA, let's get a little bit of a reality check here. Allison Cossack is live at the New York Stock Exchange. The question is, Allison, what does this actually mean for Americans and American drivers?
Yeah, I mean, that is the question. I hate to be the one to throw cold water on this, but here's the reality, John. You know, more production, it's not necessarily going to mean lower gas prices. So we know that when we see that price of gas, when we pull our car up to the station, a lot of that price is based on what the price of oil is. And oil is traded on the open market. So when it comes to production, we are just one little itty-bitty drop in a big sea of oil. You look at Russia, Saudi Arabia, Canada, Mexico. Many countries out there produce oil. So what goes on in other countries, that factors into the price as well. But here's a positive to leave you with. This should help compensate for any disruptions in production elsewhere, or if OPEC decides to cut back on oil.
John? We're talking about the U.S. becoming the #1 producer. How soon are we talking about this happening?
Well, you know what? The U.S. could become the world's biggest oil producer as soon as next year, but here's the caveat. It would be the biggest producer of non-OPEC countries, so Saudi Arabia would still be #1. But look at this. You know, we're neck and neck with Russia. Both of us produce about 10 million barrels of oil a day, but Russia's production has actually been staying at one level. To give you a comparison, you look at the U.S. Oil production is actually booming, and a big reason for that is because we've got better technology, improving technology, which makes getting oil, which makes producing oil a lot easier. We're getting it out of shale rock, which is known as fracking. But the big question with fracking is, will it last? Is that really a permanent boom? And it really depends on oil prices being high enough to make fracking worth it, because fracking is so expensive. Public support with fracking, that also factors in as well. There's a recent Pew study showing that 49% of people are opposed to fracking. That's actually up from 38% in March. So, you know, you've got this public support, a lot of people are against fracking, so that's also putting pressure on fracking as well. It really depends on a lot of factors. It may not last and wind up impacting production negatively for the U.S. John?
Quickly, Allison, what's the market doing right now?
Market is holding its own. It is flat right now. You know, what's happening is you're seeing a Wall Street rally yesterday, more than 300 points, but now it's sort of a watch and wait, and waiting for Washington not just to talk the talk, but to walk the walk. That all this talk is happening. Wall Street is waiting for action, and that's why you're seeing a lot of caution play out today after seeing that huge rally yesterday, John.
Wait and see. All right, Allison Cossack at the New York Stock Exchange. Great to see you. Thanks so much.